This picture is about, I went to India, Bodh Gaya, to give for the pilgrimage trip. And this is a poor school in Bodh Gaya itself. One of my devotees, they actually Dāna the lunch. They offer the lunch as well as stationery to the school kids. So this is just a picture of that. And then later on, I will show more pictures. For today, the topic is on Dāna. First, we will talk about what is Dāna, and then why we need to do Dāna. Then after that, how to do Dāna, and lastly, who to Dāna to. So this one is another event that I conducted, which is at Willing Hearts. This is the food delivery volunteer. I'm not sure whether you have done before food delivery. So you deliver food to a lot of all the low-income families and elderlies as well. This is the food preparation before we send the food off, because we need to go to different routes. So we need to distribute, who to take what food to go to which route. So it's actually better for people who can drive. There are people who do this food delivery using Grab, but it's going to be very expensive because you need to go to a few places. So what is Dāna in Buddhism? What does it mean, Dāna? Dāna is a Pali word. If you all are not aware, Pali is a language in Theravada Buddhism. Just to clarify, Pali is not the original language spoken by the Buddha. Okay, it's not. It's just the language that is being used to write down the scriptures. There is Pali in Theravada and then Sanskrit in Mahayana Buddhism. Then in Buddhism, Dāna, what does it mean? First of all, it means alms giving. That means you're giving alms to the monastics. Next, you're talking about offering, also offering things to the monastics. Then we can also broaden it to become charity. So you are giving charity to not only Buddhist monastics, to even other people as well. Because during the Buddha's time, 2,500 years ago, the devotees do not only give Dāna to Buddhist monks. They also give Dāna to other people like the Brahmins and the other religious leaders or followers of the other religious leaders. So Dāna is wider than what we assume today. Today, we assume that Dāna is specifically only to Buddhist monastics, but that's not true. Lastly, it's considered a gift. So let's say you give to your friends, your family members, that's also considered as Dāna. So Dāna, the word, this Pali word is very broad. Next, in this picture, they are writing down the addresses of every people, because once you reach that location, you need to know where to go, especially HDB flats. If you don't know where to go, you're going to get lost and you're going to spend a lot of time. So they're writing down all the addresses on the carton boxes so that they know. And also, they have specific food for certain units. So we cannot mix up the food with the units. It's not like everyone gets the same food. No. Some people get some dishes, some people get other dishes. So we need to differentiate who get which package. All right, then the material Dāna for monastics. Let's talk about monastics first. What do people usually give to the monastics? First is food. So like later on, you all will be giving Dāna, which is food Dāna. So you'll be offering food to me. Then next will be robes. Then medicine and buildings. Buildings meaning lodgings, halls, hospitals, whatever. I'm sure you all have met or encountered a lot of temples asking for donations, right, to build buildings. Then finally, the temple operations. So you are basically giving the monastics the 4 requisites, what we need to survive for monastics. So first is food, second is robes, then after that will be the medicine, and then lastly is the lodgings. But of course, lodgings in today's time, we expand it by quite a bit. During the Buddha's time, lodging is basically just one hut for one monastic. But now it has expanded. It can become the whole building, it can become a hall, it can become a hospital or whatever it is. So now the lodgings part, or rather the buildings part, has expanded by quite a bit. Then, of course, in the past, when the devotees, they offer land or offer property to the Sangha or to the community of monastics, they usually take care of everything. That means the cleaning, the building, everything is being taken care of by the devotees. So the monks just go and stay, and then they take care of their own hut. That's it. Like watering of plants, cutting the grass, everything will be done by the devotees. Usually they will employ slaves or whoever to do it. But in today, we don't have slaves, so we need donations in order to keep the temple running, utility bills and all this. So that is why temples will ask you all for donations. Actually, not only temples, all religious organizations, they ask for donations. This is just a picture of 2 children giving the food to an elderly. Now we talk about material Dāna for laities, that means for you all. What do you all actually give? Okay, of course, you all give food. Like what I said just now, the food delivery service. the food is being, of course, not given by the public, but they offer money for the place to buy food, to cook food. Then, of course, money, right? Very common. Then tissue and organs. For example, how many of you donate blood? Nobody. You all should try. Try to donate blood because the hospitals need a lot of blood. So if you are healthy, go and donate blood. I cannot donate because when I went for the first time, the doctor told me I have eczema, so you are not allowed to, not say not allowed, discouraged to give because they are afraid that my blood will have something that can pass on to the next person. So if you are healthy, I encourage you all to give blood. Okay, so blood is one. Another one is what? Tissue and organs, like for example, bone marrow. Bone marrow can be donated, but it's very painful. What else? Your kidneys. One of your kidney, not both lah, both you die after that. So one of the kidneys, and then also pancreas. You know pancreas? But not the whole pancreas, just a very, very small portion of it. Because those who have pancreatic cancer, they may need to graft pancreas, a fresh pancreas inside so that can continue to let the pancreas function. If not, the person will die very fast. Pancreatic cancer is a very, very fast-acting cancer. You do not detect it until it's like the third, fourth stage. By the time you get it, you detect it, and then that's it. You're gone already, very, very fast. So there are a lot of ways to give Dāna, not only money, not only material things like money and food. You can also give like some of your body tissues as well. And one last one is, personally, what I signed up is after I pass away, after I die, my body will be donated to, I think NUH, if I'm not wrong, NUH, so that they can study the body. And also, they use the body for the new trainee doctors to train on and to see how the body works and all these things. So I donated my body for research after I pass away. So these are the various ways that you can donate to society. So now, what about immaterial Dāna? So we talk about material. So immaterial Dāna, first of all, is volunteer. That means your time and energy. Like those who volunteer to be the committee members of this society, Buddhist Fellowship Youth, then they are committing their time and energy, right, to help, to serve the others. So here I will just show a video of the Willing Hearts volunteer, a short video. So you'll just look through it. So other than volunteer, you can also share the Dhamma. Like what I'm doing now, I'm sharing the Dhamma to you. Lastly is to lend a listening ear. Don't think that just listening to your parents or your family or your friends is nothing. It's actually not nothing, because nowadays there are a lot of mental issues in society. So being able to speak to someone about your issues is something that is very, very crucial for a healthy mind. Because if you have everything bottled inside, then you have no way to vent it out, then it's going to be very bad for you. That's why lending a listening ear, you're basically spending your time just to hear what the other person has to say. You don't really have to react to it. You don't really have to give a solution, but just listening to what the person has to say. That can be very, very important, and that can be very beneficial for mental health. Of course, not every weekend. If every weekend your friend asks you come out to complain, something is wrong really. Once a while, when a lot of stress and then really need to vent it out, but family members, not convenient. And then maybe if say to parents will criticize, how can you like that? They don't like. So find friends. So friends can also lend a listening ear. Now we go into why. Why do we do Dāna? Just now I said what are the things that you can do to give Dāna. So now we go into why. This is the school that I talked about just now in India, Bodh Gaya. So we were giving out stationery and food to the students. Now I'm going to quote a few suttas. The first one is Anguttara Nikaya 8.33, Reasons to Give. Anguttara Nikaya, in English, it means numerical discourses, because the discourses are arranged according to numbers. So 8, that means the Buddha will list 8 things inside this particular sutta itself. First one is, the Buddha said, one gives a gift out of desire. What does it mean? It means you give a gift in hopes of having good things in return. It can be, I want good karma because I give. No, it's not only that. It can be like you're bribing someone. You give a gift, then you are trying to get something in return. So this is basically for gains. Okay, you can be for material benefits. It can be to win the favor of the person. It can be for tax rebates. Rich people, they Dāna, or rather they donate a lot, right? Usually you will see, this company gives how many million, that person gives how many million. Why? Because first of all, they can win reputation. On the newspaper, big, this person gives so much money, they gain a reputation. And then second benefit that they will get, they don't have to pay so much tax. So their tax bracket will be lowered. So there are 2 benefits to people who do this. Then the next one is to feel superior. Sometimes people give to feel superior. For example, not in Singapore. Singapore, there are no beggars. But outside other countries, when you see beggars, some people see beggars, they give, but the way they give, they do not bend down and give it courteously into the bowl. Throw. They just throw the money or throw whatever to the person. Makes the person feel superior. So this is out of desire. One example I can give out of my own experience is when I was in Malaysia. On Sunday, we will go for arms round, go to different coffee shops for arms round. Then there's one particular coffee shop. We go there and the coffee shop owner will make us wait for 15 to 20 minutes. Because usually when we go to the coffee shops, it's usually owned by a certain person. In Malaysia, coffee shops are very small. So it's usually owned by a family or a certain person. Then when we go there, we will naturally bring some business to the coffee shop, because people will buy from that shop and offer it to us. So what this coffee shop owner does is he will also Dāna to us, but he will purposely make the coffee or tea very, very slowly, or make ready and then just hang it there and then don't give it to us. Why? So that more people see us, they will go to his coffee shop, buy things and then offer to us so that he can earn more money. So he made us wait 15, 20 minutes. I was very, very fed up. Then I told my fellow monk, we cannot do this anymore. Next Sunday, we wait 5 minutes. If he doesn't come up, we will just go. The other monk also a bit frustrated so he also agreed. The next Sunday, we really waited, because we usually wait for all the customers to give us. Then after the flow has stopped, then usually the store owner will give. Then we will leave. We are not supposed to actually stand there, for how many minutes, hours, and just stand there and wait. We are not supposed to do that. Once the flow has stopped, we have to go already. So what we did was, once the flow had stopped, we waited for a little bit to see the store owner. The store owner still pretend never see like that, right? Very busy like that. Then we left. We really walked away. The store owner saw us leaving and then he ran out. Hey, wait. Then from then on, he dare not make use of us to earn money anymore. So this is the way people give a gift out of desire. Then next, to give a gift out of ill will. Some examples will be, you give the gift with the intention of humiliating the recipient. Like just now I said, you give the beggar, you don't give it properly, you just throw the money to the person. Then also, you want the person to feel indebted to you. So that's why you give a gift. Then giving a gift with anger or resentment. Then giving with the hope that misfortune will befall the person. It can happen because maybe you know that the government will investigate any corruption cases. So you purposely give it to the person as a bribe. And then you report it, that person will get it. So this is with ill intention. And another story from me, also in Malaysia, we go for arms round. And then on a particular day, there will be this cake shop owner who will always bring one big packet of bread and everything. It can be cakes or bread, and then pass it to us. Then we will like just take lah. We just take and then we go back. But then when we take and go back, and then we open up, we realize that the bread has either expired or it is like on this day, today is the last day of expiry. So they are basically giving with ill intention because they are trying to clear stock. They cannot sell the bread, so they don't know where to get rid of it. Then they wholesale all just give to the monk because they know the monk will come here on that particular day at that particular time. Then they'll just give it lah. So this is giving with ill will. They are not giving with a good heart. So this is also not correct. Next, to give gifts out of delusion, which is the other two that I mentioned with desire and ill will. Then to give gift out of fear. Like you go to some country to do business, you need to give some gifts. If not, your business cannot succeed. So this is to give out of fear. Then to give due to tradition. Okay, I'm not sure how many of you, your parents tell you when you go temple, you must donate money. When you go there, you must donate money. I'm sure some of your parents will tell you that. Then you give gift for a good rebirth. That means basically for good karma, good merits. So there are people who do that. Then number 7, one gives a gift thinking when I am giving this gift, my mind becomes placid and elation and joy arise. So when I give Dāna, I will feel happy. This whole sentence is basically, I will feel happy when I give a gift. This in itself is not wrong. But if you use it as the main goal of giving Dāna, then that is not correct. Why? Because the last one that the Buddha says is, one gives a gift for the purpose of ornamenting the mind and equipping the mind. That means you need to use the Dāna to help you to develop the mind, not for you to use it just to feel happy. Because if you use that happiness as your goal to give Dāna, then I wouldn't say it's not right, but it's not complete in terms of Buddhism. The next sutta, Anguttara 10.1, what is the purpose? First one is the Buddha says, why do we give Dāna and have good ethics? Like just now I said, is to equip the mind. So in this other sutta, the Buddha emphasizes that when you have ethics, you will have no regrets. Just now you all recited the 5 precepts, right? If you keep the 5 precepts, then you will have no regrets when you are going through your normal life. You will not suddenly one day sit down and then suddenly you think, that day I did something wrong. I stole something, I killed something. You won't have all these regrets. Next, you will feel joy. Like I said just now, the Buddha said, if you give Dāna, you will feel joy. But that should not be the ultimate goal, because with joy, you will have a pleasant feeling, but you have to use the joy to help you gain serenity. That means to practice meditation in order for your mind to calm down. Because you think about it, will you be able to meditate or even close your eyes and be by yourself if you're angry, if you're greedy? Will you be able to do that? Have you ever tried? You know, want to sleep and then, wow, you're so angry about something that you cannot sleep. Try before, right? Or you have so much desire about something. It can be chasing some Korean drama, or I don't know what's the trend now, Chinese drama, Korean drama, right? Or whatever it is, on Netflix. And then you watch so much until when you want to sleep, the whole mind is keep thinking about whatever you were watching. And then you can't sleep. So that is not serenity. Your mind cannot calm down. So your mind can only calm down when you are happy, but your happiness does not come from sensual desires. Your happiness comes from giving Dāna or keeping your 5 precepts. Then your mind will be able to calm down, and when you meditate, you will have a very focused mind. Then when you have focused mind, you'll be able to develop insights, and then you'll reach liberation. So this is the spiritual side of Buddhism. I put in the Pali words below. Ethics is sila. Okay, I'm not sure whether you're familiar with the Pali words. Then serenity and insight is known as bhavana. Bhavana means mental development. In Buddhism, or rather in Theravada Buddhism, we call it Dāna, Sila, Bhavana. So these three, you must try to do it. Lastly, liberation is known as Nibbana in terms of using Pali. We take the sutta and then we bring it into our lives because there's no point in telling you about the sutta. I say, yeah, very good, but liberation so far away. I cannot even sit down. My mind cannot even calm down for 5 minutes. How to reach liberation? So now we bring it into our lives. How do we do it? First, you do Dāna, which is to increase your generosity. When you increase your generosity, you are basically reducing your attachment to your material things. Some people, they cannot give donations because they think that this money is mine. I have done so much hard work to gain this money. That's why I don't want to give it out. So they have this type of thinking. So that's why when you give Dāna, you are increasing your generosity and reducing your attachment to your own material things. But of course, don't give so much until you cannot survive yourself. Have to be moderation. That's why the Buddha says middle path. The next one is once you have this generosity, you practice your sila. That means your 5 precepts, your ethics. Once you have the ethics, you will have no regrets. Actually, even if I stop here, your life will be much better just with these 2 acts alone. So let's continue. Once you have these 2, you will feel joy in your life. Then from there, you meditate, you will have serenity, which is a focused mind. Then finally, you will have better mental well-being, which will improve your quality of life. We do not even need to talk about your end goal of liberation, nibbana, or whatever. So long as you do your Dāna, you keep your sila, that means your ethics, your 5 precepts, then you go and meditate. Just these 3 alone, you will be able to experience what is it like to have good quality of life here and now. You don't have to wait until next life. You don't have to wait until I can attain jhana, I can attain what. No need. And you don't even need to say, I have to meditate for 2 hours, 3 hours. No need. Every day, just try 15, 20, 30 minutes. And then you keep your ethics, your 5 precepts, and then you do some Dāna, meditate a little bit. You will have a better quality of life. Then you may say, Bante, you say only ma, how I know, right? So this research is on MBCT. MBCT is mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. It's a way for psychiatrists to help patients with anxiety and depression. So they use this method, which is mindfulness-based. That means they teach mindfulness meditation to the patients. What they found out is, look at the second sentence there, improvement in attention and memory. 2 critical neuropsychological factors in the study strongly correlates with life satisfaction and overall happiness. So research has found that patients who go through the mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, which includes mindfulness meditation, or rather any type of Buddhist meditation. Buddhist meditation are not other types of meditation. Then they will experience better life satisfaction and overall happiness. So this is from research. This is not just I say or the Buddha say. Now we go on. We have said why. Then we go on to how. How do we do this? I'm not sure whether you have experienced this before. In a temple, we go for arms round in Palelai, in Bedok lah. So in Palelai, when we have big events, we will go arms round within the temple itself. You can see here, the devotees are offering things to us. So this is every Sunday, the temple will have a lunch Dāna ceremony, which is around 10:30. The people will come and offer things to us as well. Another sutta, Anguttara Nikaya 6.37, a gift is 6 factors. So this is how to give. Like I said just now, you see a beggar, you just throw the money to the beggar, and then that's it, you give, you Dāna. Oh, very good. Or, like I said just now, the Buddha said, you give with desire. You give wanting good merit or whatever it is. So the Buddha did mention that a donor must be in good mood. Not say must lah. It's better to be in good mood before giving. There are people who come to give Dāna very angrily. Maybe they have a quarrel with whoever before. Then they come to temple and then they give, their mood is no good. Next, while giving, they feel confident. So before you have to feel good, when you are giving, you have to be confident of what you're giving. Lastly, after giving, they are uplifted. So you cannot feel, not say cannot, but it's better not to feel regret or feel unhappiness after giving. Because if you want to talk about merit, then it will reduce the amount of merit that you get. But if we are talking about, like just now, I bring back to just now what we talked about, Dāna will help you have joy within you. Then with joy, you can gain serenity in meditation. Another sutta, AM 5.148, gives a good person. So one gives a gift out of faith. Like just now I said, don't give out of desire or ill will, respectfully, at the right time. At the right time is more for monastics. For Theravada monastics, we cannot eat after 12. I'm not sure whether you all know about this. After 12 p.m., we are not allowed to take solid food. We can take drinks like fruit juice. Fruit juice is okay, but without the pulp. Nowadays, they like to sell the fruit juice with all the pulp inside, but actually we cannot take that one. This is only for us, Theravada monastics. Then with no strings attached, without injuring himself or others. So these are the few criteria that you give. Then the next sutta, AN 3.57, this is talking about stopping other people from giving. I'm not sure whether you all have seen it before, but there are people who stop others from giving. So one who prevents another from giving alms creates an obstruction and stumbling block for three people. The first one is you are stopping the donor from acquiring merit. The next one is recipients gaining a gift. That means, let's say you all are trying to Dāna lunch to me. Then someone stop you all. Then you all will not be able to gain merit. Then for me, I will not be receiving that lunch. So this is what it means. Then the third one is already he has broken and damaged himself. Why? Because he is stopping you. It can be out of ill will or out of jealousy. Ill will because they simply don't want you to do it. It can be because they are from another religion or whatever other reasons they have. Then out of jealousy because they themselves can't do it, so they stop other people from doing it. So there are people like that, and I hope you all will not become one of them. So that's why I brought this up. If, let's say, a Dāna is too big, the amount is too big, then what you all can do is you all can share. Don't just always think that I must give Dāna by myself. Not necessary. You can always ask other people to come in, right, and share with you to give the Dāna. This is the more practical aspect of giving Dāna. In the picture, okay, you can see. So proper way of offering, I'm not sure whether you all are familiar with offering to monastics or not. So that's why I put it inside here. This is only for Theravada monastics. For Mahayana side, I don't think they have so much restrictions. So use both hands to present the offering to the monastics, like what this person is doing. Then the monastics accept by touching the offering. We must touch the offering. Let's say you offer this to me, I must touch it. It's just to signify or symbolize that I have accepted the Dāna. If I don't touch it, and then you just put it there, it means that I have not accepted the Dāna. Then next, release your hands once the monastic have touched the offering. So once I've touched it, you all can just release your hand. Some temples practice saying sadhu 3 times before releasing the hands. You offer, I touch, then all together we will say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu 3 times. Then you release the hand. The offering now officially belongs to the monastics, and refrain from handling them as touching will nullify the act of offering, especially food. We are very, very particular about food. It's not that we are very particular, but the monastic rules is like that. Let's say you all offer the food to me, I touch it, I accept it. Then let's say I turn around and then you all go and touch the food again. It's not that you all are malicious, but you all are helping. For example, the food is like that, almost like dropping off. And then you see that, oh, maybe I should help. I shift the food inside a little bit. Then it nullifies the whole offering, the whole ceremony of offering. That means this food now belongs back to you. It doesn't belong to us anymore. So we cannot eat this food. So this is how our monastic rules is. I know it's very niao lah, but no choice, we have to follow. So after you have offered the food and the monk has touched it and you have released your hand, don't go and touch it. If you see that the food is going to drop off, what you can do is tell the monk, Bante, I think that food is going to drop off. Then the monk will go and adjust themselves. But of course, if accidentally touch it already, then re-offer again. That means you pick up the thing and then you offer back again. Last, who to Dāna to? You all may think, why have to say who? I know already, monastic lah, or all the charity organizations lah. But let me tell you the reason. This is alms round. Every morning, Palelai will go to the surrounding area in Bedok and Tampines, the HDB flat, and then we will do our alms round. We will not walk. We will just stand there, and then people will offer food to us. So this is a picture of it. This is taken from newspaper. Then the Buddha says, recipients are, just now the 3 factors. The person must give with a good feeling. They must be confident when giving, and then after giving must be uplifted. So this is the other half of the sutta, which is talking about the recipient. The recipients must be free from greed, free from hate, and free from delusion, or practicing to be free from them. That means the monastics, or not only monastics, even lay people. If you all are practicing by yourself, you all have a teacher to teach you, and then you are practicing by yourself, and then you are trying to lower your greed, your hatred, and delusion, then you are also part of this, and you are worthy of people to give gifts to you. Then, in this sutta, the Buddha says, one acquires merit even if one throws away dishwashing water in a refuse dump or cesspit with the thought, may the living beings here sustain themselves with this. That means, let's say, after you have washed your dishes, and then all the rubbish, everything collected, right? Nowadays, we throw it at rubbish bin. But in the past, they have no rubbish bin. What they do is they will just throw where the plants are, and then as they throw there, they will say, may the living beings here sustain themselves with this. Just a bit of leftover food from your dishwashing. Even that, you will gain merit. So a very, very small thing, you will gain merit. How much more then does one acquire merit when one gives to human beings? If you give to human beings, you will get a lot more merits. However, I say that what is given to one of virtuous behavior is more fruitful than what is given to an immoral person. Because some people will have the question like, I give to a charitable organization versus I give to a drug lord. What's the difference? I also give what? It's also Dāna what, right? But here the Buddha says, if you give to a person with virtuous behavior, your merit will be much more than if you give to a person who commits crimes. So effectively, this is telling you, try not to give to them. Then why I need to bring up who? Nowadays, I'm not sure whether you're aware, in Singapore, there are a lot of fake monks. A lot of fake monks. In this picture itself is also from newspaper. Many fake monks in Singapore selling fake Buddhist objects like beads and amulets, or they beg for money. Maybe you have not seen it, but I'll show you the report. So this is last year, Chinese New Year, at Guan Yin Miao, Simalu. Simalu is Waterloo Street. The very, very famous, a lot of people go to that temple to pray. So this group of monks went there to ask for money during Chinese New Year. So this is the report. What they say is, during Chinese New Year, they were surrounded by a group of 15 monks asking for alms. A monk standing at the end of the queue was observed to be the most proactive of the group as he repeatedly stopped devotees to collect alms. He would swiftly take the money and stuff into his bag before leaving. You need to understand the difference between a real monk going for alms round and then a fake monk going for this type of things. A real monk, we will just stand there. We will not go up to you and ask you, hey, offer something. Even not money, we will not do that. We will just stand there and you need to be the one to come to us and give whatever you want to offer to us. Whereas for this type of fake monks, they will go up to you, hey, money. And they will be very, very, here they use proactive, but they will kind of force you, like they go right in front of you and they say, hey, money. And they target who? They won't target young people like you because they know you're very strong, you're very young, you know what's going on. They'll target the elderly. And this is the case. Last year, Chinese New Year, they target the elderly. So in the last paragraph there, they said, 80-year-old retiree Yu was one of those approached by the group. When asked about her thoughts on the monk's actions, she said, I will consider the giving of alms as a merit-making activity. This is how a lot of elderly think. And this is why they always target the elderly, because they are very easy targets. And this is why it is wrong. Then next, we'll talk about real monks. Continuing to give to or buy from fake monks will harm the real monks. You all may not notice it, but we ourselves will notice it. And it's actually got quite big this year and last year. First case of Palelai monks being photographed and reported to Storm was on 31st December 2024. So this is the picture, and you can see here it's taken on Storm itself. So someone took a picture of all the monks here. All these monks are Palelai monks. So they go for alms round, and then someone took a picture and sent to Storm and say that they are fake monks. Why are they standing there collecting things from the devotees? And then there are still people helping them. So they reported to Storm. Initially, the report was very bad on Storm until our committee contacted Storm, and then Storm changed the whole story. So if you go to Storm, you can actually find this article. Second case of Palelai monks being photographed and reported to Xinmin Daily News on 19th of March 2025 this year, 3 months ago. Again, someone photographed the monks going for alms round. You can see the people are there, and then they are suspecting that we are fake monks again. They think that, are they collecting money? And then they just photograph and then send to newspaper. So you can see actually, if we all do not stop the fake monks, it's actually harming us, the real monks. For us, real monks, actually we do not like being photographed and then sent to newspaper for no reason. If I really do something bad, you photograph me, okay, fine. But the thing is, I'm just doing my daily things and people just photograph and stomp. It's quite bad. This is the Vaccha Day 2025 where we go for alms round. What you all can do as lay people is refrain from buying things from or offering money to stranger monastics. Don't think that just because they wear robes, they must be real. Actually, no, they can just buy the robe, shave their head, and then go out and then pretend to be real monks. So please don't give to any stranger monks unless you really know them. And real monks do not ask for or accept money on alms round. They only accept cooked food. When we go for alms round, let's say you go to Bedok, you say you want to Dāna to us, we only accept cooked food. Please don't go and buy raw fish and then dripping, go and put inside our bowl. Please don't do that. Because again, it's a monastic rule. We cannot accept raw food because we cannot cook. We are not allowed to cook. I know the Mahayana monastics, they can cook, but Mahayana is a later development. For us, we follow the original monks' rules. We cannot accept raw food because we are not allowed to store the food. We cannot say, we accept the fish and then you put inside the fridge. Tomorrow then I cook. Cannot. So the food that we receive, we must consume by today, 12 p.m. After that, if we got any extra, we must give it away. We cannot store food, but the temple can store food. Temple meaning the committee, the lay people, they can help us to store food. But the monks ourselves, we cannot say that wow, this biscuit very nice. I take back to my room. I store it inside my room. Tomorrow then I eat. Cannot. We cannot do that. So this is why we need to go for alms round every day. This is for our survival. It's not just for fun, During the Buddha's time, if the monks don't go for alms round, they got no food to eat, So they really need to go for alms round every single day. And we practice it now. It's not that we don't have food. We practice it now so that we continue the tradition. So give cooked food. Be aware that Theravada monks do not take solid food after noon. I mentioned that just now. And then you can donate money or household necessities directly to the temple. So during alms round, please don't go and put the money inside the alms bowl. Don't do that. You want to give money, you can go directly to the temple. Household necessities, like for example, detergents and all these things, you can also Dāna. Then you give it to the helper that is helping us with the alms round. Don't give it directly to the monks. So this is the end of my talk. Any questions? Why can't monks store food? Because if monks can store food, we will not need to go out for alms round. The Buddha wants the monks to interact with the lay people, not to keep to ourselves in our temple and then we just don't go out. Buddhism in India died out basically because the monks walked themselves inside Nalanda University. At that time, Nalanda was so big that the king gave Nalanda the taxes of a huge area so that all the taxes from these areas will be sent to Nalanda directly. It's not to the king. So in that way, Nalanda is able to sustain themselves without having to go out. That means every day you will see all the carts of food or the grains going into Nalanda University. And because of that, the monks got so comfortable, they just stay inside. And then they just talk among themselves, they do research among themselves, and they don't interact with the lay people. When that happened, the Hindus had this movement called the Bhakti movement. That means they try to change some of the Hinduism stuff, or at that time, Brahmanism stuff into Hinduism, the current Hinduism. So when they try to do that, they merge themselves into the rural areas. So they built a lot of temples in the rural areas. So all the rural people know about Hinduism and they go to the Hinduism temple. They don't even step into Nalanda University anymore. So this is why when the Muslims invaded the northern of India, the monks had nowhere to escape. So what can they do? They can let go of Nalanda and then go into the villages. But then the thing is, nobody knows them. By then, don't think that this development is a very short time, a few years. No. It happened over 100, 200, 300 years. That means around 2 generations of people never see Buddhist monks at all. Only can see the Hindu priests. Then let me ask you, when war happens and then the monastics, whether it's Hindu priests or the Buddhist monastics, when they want to escape, who do you think the lay people will help, will be more willing to help? Of course, it's the Hindu priest, right? Because they see them every day. So they can actually escape and hide inside the houses of all the lay people. But then the Buddhist monks, when they come out, and then they say that, hey, lend me your place to hide. Who are you? Never even see you before. Who are you? Why you wear like that? I don't know you. No. Right? It's very normal for human being to react that way. So they got nowhere to hide, nowhere to escape. They end up, a lot of monks got caught, a lot of monks got killed. Nalanda University got ransacked and burned. So that was one of the reasons how Buddhism in India collapsed. Because they stayed inside the temple for hundreds of years without going out to interact with the lay people. And this was what the Buddha wanted to prevent right from the start. Even Arahants. An Arahant, he went to alms round and then he got rice, leftover rice. What he did was he dried the rice. He kept it. The next day, he will soak it in water again and then he eat again. He's being thrifty. He's already an Arahant. He has no more greed. But then the Buddha told him, don't do that. Go out, interact with the people, get your alms food from the people. You need to let them get merit from you because you're already an Arahant. That's one thing. Second thing is, it was not said explicitly, but the message is, after you look at history, you interact with the laities, then you will be able to let them increase their faith in Buddhism. If you keep hiding, and the Arahant was hiding in the cemetery, if you keep hiding in the cemetery, nobody knows you, then Buddhism will be gone already. Nobody will be able to propagate Buddhism anymore, right? 2 ways. One is for lay people to gain merit by giving alms to us. Second is also for the monks to interact with the lay people in order to propagate the Dhamma. Like I said, in the situation of the monks, they stay inside Nalanda University and they don't go out anymore. Nobody can see them. Then when nobody see them, how would anyone know what a Buddhist monk looks like? Nobody knows, right? So it's also for the sake of propagating the Dhamma as well. So 2 reasons. Any other questions? No? Okay, if not, then we end this session.